Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here. I'm going to just bring this up on the screen. There you go. I'm actually going to put the music in. Let me know if you can hear this okay. We are back with more E3 coverage. Hello Gray, how you doing? Good to see you. This is the second part of the Guerrilla Collective Indie Games Showcase. All the latest indie games. We saw part one last week, which was a pre-E3 show. This is going to be some more. I'm hoping to run this for about an hour and a half. If for any reason this show runs longer than that, I will have to cut it, I'm afraid, because I've got some other things I'm going to do. But when I do the final edit, I will watch the last however minutes and clunk it onto the catch-up video for people to watch. But we're literally 2 minutes away. Let me know if that's looking good, sounding good, that you can hear it all right. I'll just check the volume. If I just do that. Let me know if that's loud enough. But we're literally less than 2 minutes away from starting. I enjoyed last week's one. There were some good games in there. Hopefully it'll be a lot more interesting than last night's. Nice one. Hopefully it'll be a lot more interesting than last night's. Last night's was not a showcase. It was just a load of interviews, and they should have stated that. That's not a showcase. A showcase should be a bit of everything. Less than a minute, folks. So hope you're having a good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. Yeah, anything would be better than last night. Trust me on that. Anything better. That was terrible. Terrible. Right, let's bring this up. And, oh, I forgot to put my little banner across. Sking! There you go. Here we go. 30 seconds, folks. This is first of 4 that I'm doing. I'm unfortunately going to have to miss the showcase that's straight after this one. But I will do a catch-up and do that before E3 ends. But after this one, it will be the Ubisoft. Here we go, folks.
What is poppin', everyone? Welcome to day 2 of the Guerrilla Collective 2. I'm so happy to be here. I'm your host, Justin Woodward, co-founder of The Mix, the Media Indie Exchange, an indie game team in Terabang Entertainment. I am with my co-host and beautiful friend, Alex Wilmer.
Oh, you're beautiful, Justin.
What's happening?
I'm thrilled to be back for day 2 of the Guerrilla Collective. So many great games on day 1. I'm very excited to see what we have in store.
There was some good stuff, I have to say.
So much good stuff. Last week, we flexed on you with some dope games from Neon Doctrine, saved some cuties in the Eternal Cylinder, and showcased some up-and-coming games from Bit Summit, as well as brought diversity to the mix, pun intended, with black voices in gaming. The Guerrilla Collective is a grassroots movement, funded and supported by devs and close partners down for the cause. It was initially started as a global coalition of leading game studios, publishers, and industry leaders coming together to help bring new announcements, gameplay, and reveals from studios of all sizes direct to game enthusiasts, all of you guys worldwide. We will continue the movement today, starting with a few announcements, exclusives, and premieres, and then connect with our friends at Wholesome Direct to share the latest and greatest cozy games.
See, now Wholesome Direct is the one that's going live at 6, which I won't be showing.
Before we get started, though, we have to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, and this is quite a mouthful. Shout outs to Good Shepherd, Humble Games, Tiny Build, PlayStation, Xbox, Kickstarter, Razer, Astro Gaming, our fellow devs and publishers, Two Awesome Studio, Akupara Games, All In Games, Goblin Studio, Graffiti Games, Head Up, Hype Train Digital,
that's a lot of sponsors.
Doctrine, Raw Fury, Thunderful, and Whitethorn Games.
Good job.
I did it.
And we've also teamed up with Valve to showcase the games on Steam in order to support these devs. So be sure to check out the Guerrilla Collective event page on Steam, where you can learn more about these games, buy the games that are available now, and add the games to your wish list for games that are not yet out. So check out Steam event page, which is on the Guerrilla Collective website, guerrillacollective.com.
.com.
Made it through that.
It was good. Shout out to our broadcasting partners for supporting and hosting the stream. Twitch, Steam, IGN, and GameSpot. If it wasn't for your guys' help, this would not have been possible. But enough lip smacking and yakking. Let's get started with a few brand new exclusive indie titles and an update from a game that we're all looking forward to checking out. I know you can't wait. Can you?
Nope.
Definitely not. Let's go.
Here we go, folks.
Hi everyone, I'm Gina, Community Manager at Lintheworks. We are so excited to be able to show you this gameplay sneak peek of Aragami 2, our second game, arriving September 17th on PC, Xbox One and Series, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
Nice.
Aragami 2 is a third-person stealth game where you play as an assassin with the power to control the shadows. As part of your clan, you
That
have
sounds
to
cool.
fight the invader armies to protect your people and to find a cure to the evil that afflicts you. The main pillars of Aragami 2 are stealth in its core, all new combat mechanics, and a robust co-op multiplayer system. This goes along with a newly designed character progression, customization, and a wide variety of abilities and shadow powers, so each player can live this new story in their own way. Stealth is the heart of Aragami 2, and we wanted the player to actually feel like a ninja, to be fast and agile, to
Seems
use the
very
environment in its
smooth,
favor,
I have to say.
and the shadow powers to feel more organic. Now you can navigate through the map in a more fast and responsive way. You can double jump, you can use dash and shadow
Was
wave
it?
while in the air.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
the walls and ledges.
If I'd known
The
that, I
whole
would have given it a
experience of
go.
Character movement is fun and gratifying.
I like the look of this. This is...
We also introduced special stealth covers, so now the character can interact with the special props, like tall grass, bushes, and other vision occluding areas, in order to acquire special stealth behaviors and permitting contextual kills and KOs.
brutal. Nice.
As for the shadow powers, we maintained some of the original ones and added a bunch more, as well as abilities and items.
I like that one that's like pulls them into you. A bit like when we were playing Outriders last
Let's
night with
now
that boss
check
that
out some combat.
teleported you.
Since Aragami 2 is a stealth game, we challenge ourselves to create a combat system based on supernatural ninja skills, which also encourages stealth over brute force. We thought the best way to achieve this was to give our character agile and skillful movement, which empowers subterfuge and stealth us out instead of a lot of strength, and also reinforcing the feeling of being outnumbered by the enemy.
Nice.
And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we hope to have you embarking on this journey on September 17th.
Out September. I'll look out for that. I quite like the look of that. Oh, this game is similar to a game that was like, well, it's probably better. There was a game on the SNES which I never ever got, which was like a firefighting game, and I always wanted it. It looks actually quite like it. Is it a remastered version? I like the look of this as well. Fire Girl. PC and consoles coming soon. No, I'd play that. I'd play that. But it reminds me of a game that was on the SNES years ago, which I never got to play. Okay. This looks like your usual, no offense, dungeon crawler kind of game. I know. It does, it looks nice. I don't mean that in disrespect, it looks like a normal dungeon crawler. I like dungeon crawlers. Reminds me of Torchlight in a way, but I know it's not. Batora, Lost Haven, out on PS4, 5, the Xbox is PC. No release date though. Why I? Bit saucy. Grime. Okay. All very atmospheric and dramatic. Hey T-Funk, how you doing? Grime. Coming soon. Good to see you. 2021. Not sure about that because you didn't really see any footage. First person shooter. Nice one. Appreciate that. Ah, bullets per minute.
Hello, my name's Josh Sullivan and I'm a designer on BPM Bullets Per Minute. BPM is a roguelike rhythm first-person shooter game where all of your actions and the actions of your enemies are tied to the beat of our epic rock opera soundtrack.
Yeah, nice.
Everything you do in BPM is tied to the beat of the music. This includes shooting and reloading your weapon. See how satisfying that sounds? Your goal is to reach the end of our procedurally generated dungeons, collecting different weapons, abilities, and items each time you play. These weapons and abilities can radically alter the way you play, making each playthrough unique. As the enemies are also tied to the beat of the music, fighting them can become an epic rhythm battle, making you, the player, feel like you're taking part in the soundtrack itself through your actions. Clearing each room will reward you with loot. The better you handled clearing the room, the better the reward. Each floor has either an armory or a library, where you can buy cool new weapons or find exciting, game-changing abilities that make slaying enemies to the beat even more satisfying. You can also find shops to purchase useful items for your run. Unfortunately, you cannot pet the bird.
Oh.
Maybe next time, though. Each floor has its own boss and attacks in a unique way that you must learn to exploit if you want to succeed.
Interesting
Finishing
concept.
off a boss is a dramatic musical crescendo.
Yeah, I like
you,
this as
the
well,
player,
Zab.
are in full control of
How you doing, man?
executing. BPM is out now on PC.
This
but
is
coming
kinda
to
a look what I
PlayStation
can
4
do game,
and
yeah.
Xbox One this summer. We can't wait to see you slay the hordes of Helheim to the beat.
Okay. Xbox One and PS4. Sometime in the next 2 months or so. You did a photo shoot about an SD card in the camera. Okay, you gotta do it again tomorrow. So far, so good. Nearly everything they've shown today has been pretty decent. Hey, Discord, how you doing? I mean, this looks like your standard kind of platformer hack and slash. No, again, no offense to the developers, but Akatori coming out on PC. That's what I want. Violence and blood. Ooh. Intense bullet hell action. This reminds me of. I wonder if this is. I'm not going to say what it is, just in case I spoil it. Oh crap! I've got to press that. Hang on. Sorry about that. Archvale on Steam, Nintendo, so PC and Nintendo, sometime this year.
Hello, I'm Saul Davison.
And I'm Hannah Lee, and we are Humble Grove.
See, this is what last night was missing. At least you got the developers talking. At least you can watch the trailer
No
while they're
Longer Home is
talking.
a story game.
They weren't
about
doing that last
graduating
night.
university and anticipating what comes next, while struggling with borders, self-identity, and longing for domesticity.
In No Longer Home, you play as non-binary protagonists Bo and Zhao, who are based off Cell and myself. You'll explore an intimate flat filled with everyday objects, delve into Bo and Zhao's thoughts and insights, and mold your interpretation of the characters through branching, multiple-choice dialogue.
The events in this game are based off our own experiences, and many of the characters and stories are based off people we know in real life.
Okay.
At the time, we were feeling disillusioned with education.
Cheers for that.
Disoriented and not sure what to do next, Bo and Al try to figure out their place in the world.
Making this project, we wanted to celebrate the magic of everyday domestic mundanity, like having barbecues, playing video games, and staying up late just talking in bed.
I agree, man.
Hannah and I started work on No Longer Home 6 years ago, after we graduated university. We met on the same course, and during the last year, we moved in together.
After graduation, I unfortunately had to go back to Japan. How do you say goodbye to a place? We started making No Longer Home as a way to stay in touch, but it rapidly grew as we realized how much we had to talk about and all the feelings we had to process. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. No Longer Home will be launching later this year, so please don't forget to wishlist on Steam.
Okay.
Man, Origami 2 is looking so fantastic. I need
Origami 2 looks brilliant.
In my life.
Yep, and Fire Girl, that looks pretty
Yeah, I
good.
like Fire Girl as well.
Up next, we have some magic and swordplay popping off in the next segment with an update from a bona fide classic and a new entry in the hybrid puzzle and strategy realm. Guard your loot and upgrade your boots, because we're about to slap you in the face with a spike ball mace.
Bars.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Someone just got hit. Hey, pardon me. Hunt the Night. Okay. PC and consoles at some point. Some of these have got dates and some haven't. I like games that have got this sort of art style. There was a game called is it called Room? That was a great game. Black Book. Oh, that's cool. PC as well. Okay, deck building game. I can take or leave these, no offense. Demon's Mirror. Not personally fussed myself. Again, PC only at the moment. Ooh, Dungeons and Dragons.
Greetings, friends. Senior game designer Slim Grant here to talk about the Bard. Stylish and flamboyant, the Bard uses the magic of music to defeat their enemies and cure their allies.
Is this a
This
remake
twisting
of
song and magic created a versatile gameplay
Bard's
opportunity
Tale?
we felt was compelling enough to make this our next class. Whether dazzling their enemies with dancing lights, weaving in and out of the fray, or conducting a frenzied
I'm with
symphony
you
of
that, on
combat,
that, Gray.
the Bard
on that
never
last one.
shies away from pulling out their instruments and stringing a few notes together. No matter what is needed, a Bard is always ready to take center stage and perform. And when the day is done, their enemies defeated and their allies safe, the Bard becomes a source of entertaining ballads and jingles that recount their tales of triumph. With that, we have reached the last crescendo, but fret not, for we are not at the finale just yet. There is more to this ballad that will be revealed over the next few months, so please, stay tuned.
Okay. Oh, it's called Neverwinter. It's not the Bard thing. Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Mira, a developer from Straka Studio, a small Slovakian-based company that is working on a game called Loot River. Loot River is essentially an action roguelike which is about shifting dungeons around coming to Xbox and PC. And I would like to show you a new gameplay video which shows you the controls of the game, a procedural generation used in the game, shows you some areas, bit of combat, and perhaps a new thing or two that
I think that plant's attacking him, innit? Oh, I saw the trailer for this.
Okay.
This looks amazing.
It's a bit slower.
It looks really clever.
Show you some controls. You can move your hero around with the left stick, responding to your pressure, and you can also dash and dodge on controller with the A button. And you attack with the right bumper. That's your standard attack. It now changes into combos. It used to be just like one attack before, but now it's like 1, 2, 3, fluidly changing into one another for a better feel of combat. You can also do a heavy
This is where you shift the pieces of the floor across to then attack dynamically.
And there are many different weapons in Loot River, and each is useful in different scenarios and has different properties, and you can do different stuff with. Let's go to the first combat area now, the Sunken Village. It's the first area where you already need to navigate through platforms that we saw before, and you do it by standing on the platform and dragging it with the right stick upward.
I think this is quite an interesting game mechanic.
And let's approach these enemies up now and lure them onto our platform. Yeah, one by one, if you want. Or what we could do instead is just like charge right in and do some heavy attacks and hope for the best. But that's usually not the best idea unless you have a large weapon. So instead, we could, always like isolate them into parts we can manage, or we could skip them completely and go for the big guy here instead. It's very dangerous. So what I'm gonna do instead is charge my attack and slam the platform into it. Right, for special damage. You see, levels of Loot River.
Nice. I like the idea of this.
What we do is design lots of smaller areas with possible connections and then let the computer assemble them and look for logical relations in between them. So even from small pool of objects, we're already getting some interesting variations in the levels. Enemies evolve for combat on the platforms. Some can even lock platforms together, preventing you from sliding away until you defeat pieces, gaining your ability back. Others might wield long-range weapons, able to jump platforms, or cause devastating damage. However, most of them have a weakness.
We did, didn't we?
Really well.
I think this was back in April we showed this off, wasn't it? The first time you were on T-Funk.
You will visit many interesting places, obtain legendary weapons.
I'm quite excited for this. I think it looks really clever.
Ultimately, die by your hand.
Nice.
But those who persist can
Yeah, puzzle platformer
explore places never seen
and a hack 'em and slash 'em up all rolled into one.
and perish again.
You go Xbox, all the Xboxes in Steam, but we don't know when it's
Blue
coming out.
River really has me intrigued. I really like what they're doing.
100%.
The combat and the
I play that.
Tetris-like platforming elements. So cool.
Yeah, and Demon Mirror has really great sound.
You're just, dude. You're just saying that because you worked on that game.
Yeah.
So what do we got coming up next?
Up next, we
Yeah,
have some
yeah.
dark and sinister titles, starting with a physical release trailer of a gorgeous and deadly first-person action runner. Then we're jumping into a spoof on a beloved stealth classic and ending it with an exclusive trailer from our friends at Raw Fury.
Let's go.
It's on the Switch. They're bringing Ghost Runner to the Switch. Okay. Wow, this is loud.
Enough!
I'll handle things from here on.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably... I just not got around to playing this. Coming out on the Switch. 30th of June, end of the month. There you go. I still haven't played it on Xbox. I heard... different...
Ontaio de la ver. O grautari abridi, e res infiniti. Uzul adi oscaridue. Os mesmos assistem como absurda ad imperuso. Muda em desprez res hasta pico. Uzul adi oscaridue.
The Light of the Darkness.
Porco tescoro.
Out next year.
Como origi grenda, dines rapado aximis, euc vecu centunio oxistin.
No worries, Gray. No worries, dude. You go sort that out.
Oh no! An evil fog is corrupting every living creature! There is one that is immune. Who is this mighty hero? A slime? How can an adorable little slime fight against this? This? Or that? Wait, where did it get that sword? Is that a meteor shower? How? Ice breath? When did you get that? Now there are two of them? Alright, slimes can be heroes. Grab a friend and save the world from oozy monsters and formidable bosses. Discover different weapons and create your own magical abilities to express the way you want to adventure in Slime Heroes.
Great for kids, that one, I reckon. Demon turf.
Demon turf.
Oh, this looks bizarre.
Yep.
Going to PlayStation.
I'm so excited we could finally announce PS4 and PS5.
There's a lot of platforms.
Oh yeah, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, Steam, Epic Game Store. Oh.
Basically, you'll be able to play Demon Turf anywhere.
Yep.
Didn't mention
What
the Switch
is
though, did
Demon
they?
Turf exactly? Well, Lucy, take it away.
Sure. So her goal is to take on the Demon King, who pretty much owns his place. Tall order, right? And apparently he's been challenging her for a while now. Her best friend Midgie is also part of this epic quest. But enough of all that. Let's check out some gameplay, yo! Sizzle real time.
Beavis' moveset in Demon Turf has a lot of depth.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about combined moves to feel badass.
One of my favorite examples is this tower climb. The different ways you can skip so many parts of it.
Things really heat up though once you unlock the turf moves.
I like the fact it's not.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
yanking
forward
enemies
in
around,
it, in, out, up,
going down
round.
highways,
soaring through the skies.
Combine it all, and you get to see runs like these from our incredible speedrunning community.
Still blows my mind every time.
Mm-hmm. Beginner or pro, we hope to see you pull off some of these moves.
This would make me dizzy.
Sometime later this year.
Bring it on.
Oh, it is out on Switch. All the PlayStations, all the Xboxes, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Doesn't say when it's out though. I've got Zelda vibes with this. Arietta of Spirits. PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One sometime this summer.
In 1972, a crack commando unit threw me in a prison for a crime I didn't commit.
You're under arrest for a crime you didn't commit.
Jesse Fox is his name. He's a master of deception.
Hey, a coin. Hey, buddy. I have no paper. Here you are. You saved my ass, literally.
You stole a one-eyed man's patch?
That patch turned out to be handy to create a lethal weapon.
What were you going to shoot? Pebbles?
Depleted uranium balls.
Oh, this reminds me of games we used to have on the NES. Yeah,
Soil was
I
infested with assassin rats. Felt like I was a huge
Piece of
chunk
cheese? What?
Who's there? Damn cat. Who's there? Another cat.
I like the sense of humour.
Landmine! Wait!
It's kill or be killed.
That's on PC. That unmetal, I like the sound of that. That sounds funny. So this is a mech battling game. Wolf Stride. Okay. Not so sure about that one.
Hey, this is Matt, developer of Severed Steel, and I'm here to talk about some cool ways players have been playing the demo I released. So this level, you're typically supposed to kick that door open and deal with all the guys in the hallway. But players found a way to use the arm cannon to carve a hole to the left of the door like you saw, which gets you into this hallway. It's a little bit safer, and there's some nice weapons to find in there.
Okay.
Player did this cool thing where they throw their weapon down the hallway and then fight through the hallway. By the time we're at the end of the hallway, you're low on ammo or you're out of ammo,
you pick up the other gun.
Like a loaded weapon ready to go.
Sure.
When I first saw that, it blew my mind. Oh, this is super cool. Players have been doing cool stuff.
This one
with
does,
manipulating
yeah.
AI. So you saw I got kicking down that door. But if I use the audio perception of the AI to kick a wall, lure them over, you can set up ambushes. That's really useful in the harder difficulties where in the hardest difficulty, one shot kills you. So that's been a really useful technique.
That's mad.
There's one stunt in the game that I didn't actually include in the tutorial, and that's the ability to jump and kick off walls. And on my Discord, players have been sharing really crazy footage where in rooms like this with a really high ceiling, they're jumping and kicking off enemies to get loads of airtime they can use to get really stylish kills. In the arcade mode, you get points for stylish kills, and getting that airtime and killing enemies upside down really can rack up your score. I didn't expect players would figure out more advanced stunts like this.
Spider-Man looking ass.
But there's a lot of really cool footage of players doing stuff like that. I've been really thrilled with how players figured that out. And in one last clip, you could see some content that wasn't featured in the demo. A lot of players asked for enemy outlines to help discern them, so you can see I've added them here. And players asked for a double shotgun, which you see I'm rocking right now.
Nice.
I hope you enjoyed this preview of Severed Steel. It's slated for PC release late summer of this year. And if you like what you saw, definitely
no worries,
give it a
Discord.
on Steam.
That's cool.
If you are a console player, there are also PlayStation 4 and Xbox One releases planned for shortly after PC. Thanks again.
Nice. That's got me interest. Oh, I've heard about Sable before. I think we showed a trailer for this.
Whether not to part, no matter if you wait, but if you're bold and try,
I remember this flying bit with the.
whatever waits, whichever end you play a part.
Beats a man. Just apologise for me. I had a phone call from the hospital. Yeah, no worries, dude. I understand. He messaged me to say something was happening. No worries. Thanks, mate. Hope he's okay.
Thank you so much, Raw Fury, for that special exclusive footage. Up next, we have an exclusive reveal for one of the most bloodiest sprite-based action platformers I have ever seen. We will check in on a dark and beautiful pixel art RPG, help clean up a forensic nightmare, and then we are heading to an update from a mystical masterpiece from one of our Best of the Mix 2020 award winners. Grab your hazmat suit, Alex.
Oh, why?
Because we're about to
There
go
are several
in
bots.
with Grimy.
Let's do it.
Oh, his mum's gone in hospital. Oh, God, I hope she's okay. Yeah, we seem to be getting attacked by loads of bots, but they're just sitting there watching. They started like last month and having like 10,000 followers. It's insane. Vampires. Werewolves. Terrorists. Maybe they are. Maybe they are Twitch mods, but then they should say that in their profile, because otherwise we'll just ban them. Like if it says official Twitch mod, blah blah blah, we'd leave it alone. Bloodiest game I've ever seen. If it said official Twitch mod, I would ban it. Okay. Oh God. It's about time. Commander route. 24/7 Path of Exile leaderboard bot account. So what's the point of that? Undercover is a better strategy. Ooh. Puh! Right in the neck. Devouring. Num 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 num. Death trash. Awaiting next transmission. Weird. Weird.
Hello, my name is Jacek Głowacki and I'm the head of company development at Broad Distance. We're established by Bluebird team and we've just celebrated our 12th birthday. Our goal right now is to become a fully realized AA studio.
Okay.
My name is Krzysztof Ziemba. I'm a writer and game designer at Broad Distance. We make games with unique stories and visual styles, excellent soundtracks.
So Bluebird team recently did the Medium.
We are known for our Vampire the Masquerade titles and Serial Cleaner.
Okay.
Our next game
oh,
is
Serial Cleaner!
Serial Cleaners, a stealth action crime story set in 19...
Yes! I've got this. I love Serial Cleaner. Oh, this looks amazing.
My name is Mickey Maika, and I lead a team of 30 amazing game developers currently working on 3 different projects.
Oh, so glad they're doing it.
It's our biggest one so far, and it's set to launch
later this year.
We've got a good vibe, and we're expanding, so come join us on our adventure to the night.
Such a good game. I want that. Here you go, here's a trailer. Basically, if you've never played Serial Cleaner, you're basically a cleaner for assassins, hitmen, whatever, and you have to get rid of all the evidence, get rid of the bodies, get rid of the evidence, get rid of the blood trails. It looks like they've gone a bit more of a serious route in this one. It's quite comic book style, the first one. Oh no, they've still got the Hoover. The Hoover that hoovers up the blood. Because obviously you're a cleaner. You like throw the bodies in the back of your car, drive the car off. Just coming to PC at the moment. Oh, and then consoles as well. Later in the year, I'd play that because I love the first one. Love the first one.
Hello, we are Monaco, and we're a small, very small studio from Cologne in Germany. And what you see before you is our very first game, a cinematic platformer called White Shadows.
What are the Valkyries?
So White Shadows is basically a modern Fable. It drops you off in this huge, weird, vertical world that is called the White City, even though it's really, really dark. And in this White City, there are the rats and the wolves, and they're in charge. And then there's the pigs and the sheep who do all the work. And then there's the birds who are, or at least so they say, to blame for a deadly pandemic.
I bring the plague.
There's you, little raven girl, trying to change all that. So basically, this game is not really a puzzle platformer, it's more of a trick.
It kind of drops you off in this really weird world, and if you imagine inside in Tim Burton having a really mean, weird little baby born in 1984, then you'd have this game.
It's black and white, it's dark, it has to do with a lot of stuff that is in our world today, and it's also really
Pandemic,
entertaining.
obviously.
We, as the developers, think that's really funny, but people who've played it tell us that it's really, really dark. So you be the judge of that.
Nominated Game Awards.
मुझे आपकी जरूरत है.
I think I've heard about this one. I remember seeing the trailer for this as well.
अपने दिल की सुनो राजी, तुम्हें शक्ति मिल जाएगी.
Authentic Hindi voiceover.
लड़ो राजी, योद्धा बनो.
Raji, yeah, I remember seeing that. Ancient epic.
Shout out to Raji. Congrats on winning Best of the Mix 2020. Such an awesome studio out of India, you know. Also, Bats is looking mad slick, if I don't say so myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, before we move on to the next segment, we want to say thanks to our broadcasting partners, Twitch, Steam, IGN, and of course, GameSpot. Thank you guys for all your help in hosting the stream.
Yep. And also, don't forget to check out the Guerrilla Collective event page on Steam to wishlist the games, play the demos from this event, as well as from Wholesome Direct, which is coming up next. We have a link on the Guerrilla Collective website.
Now, Wholesome Direct is supposed to be doing their own showcase at 6, which I can't show, but I will
friends at Tiny Build.
do in a couple of days.
Doing things with really creative indie developers. Let's creep around the corner and say hello to our neighbor devs working with Tiny Build to peep what they have cooking up. Word.
Wow. Okay. Guerrilla Collective. Yeah, Guerrilla Collective.
Hello, meat bag. This is my game.
Despot's Game. I will give you a group of puny humans, and you will lead them to the end of the dungeon. If you can get past my cute little robots, zombie wombies, and flesh-eating cabbage
Zombie
rabbits,
wombies.
Despot's Game is a roguelike auto-battler. That means that all the fighting happens automatically. It also means permadeath and randomly generated dungeons. In order to win, your humans will need weapons, or whatever you can find to use as a weapon. Combine different kinds of dumb items to create your own dumb army. Your army needs to be positioned, fed, and genetically modified. Just don't get too attached to your little humans. They'll be dropping like flies. Let me tell you a little secret. If you make it far enough in the dungeon, you'll get the chance to fight other players! You probably think I came up with all this in order to raise a perfect army of mutated humans capable of conquering the universe, right? Wrong. I simply enjoy watching pathetic humans hit each other with refrigerators. You're in Despot's Game now!
So this ain't my kind of game.
Comfy Games bears no responsibility for salty tears, broken keyboards, busted screens, or therapy expenses due to the effects of extended gaming sessions. Not recommended for use by children, pregnant women, or people who have loud conversations on their phones in public.
Fair enough. Making potions and spells, I guess. Hey, Leaf Nation. No worries, dudes.
This is Dustin.
Appreciate
And this
the
is
alert,
Eric
man.
from Animal.
And we're the creators of Ramen.
Along with our extremely small team of passionate individuals, we're really excited to get this out to you.
Ramen's a food fighting arena game with a bunch of quirks and twists.
And today we're going to show you one of our favorite game modes, along with a new work in progress mode that we've been working on.
That was a giant tomato. Or tomato.
So let's start with the meatball mode.
Yeah, meatball mode, it's all about putting the meat in the hole, the goal hole. You got to jump in and take control.
Like, what does that mean? It sounds good. But what does that mean?
Well, it's basically kind of like Katamari, where the objective is to jump into a giant meatball, take control of it, roll around, charge it up, and shoot it into various goal locations throughout the map. All while basically avoiding enemies and the onslaught of food that they throw at you. Next up, Bobo Ball.
Well, Bobo Ball is one of our newest work in progress game modes, but still a ton of fun. Players are now packing a Bobo Blaster that shoots Bobo Balls at a giant Bobo Ball.
Work together with your taste buds to blast the giant
Don't they
Bobo
like saying
Ball into
Bobo
the
Ball?
opposing team's goal. But look, kills don't count in this mode, so prioritize getting the giant ball from A to B. But a few balls to the face never hurt anyone, so blast your foes to keep them from gaining control of the ball.
Blast your toes?
Foes.
Okay, bros, I guess.
Blast your toes and foes. Foes and toes?
Wait, what's this written down about meat chassis?
We wrote that?
Yeah, it says, say something about meat chassis.
Oh, yeah, the old bag of meat and bones. You know, the players, the soup saviors. Players can customize their character almost however they want within our high-fashion, highly polished configurator zone.
All right, well, within this configurator zone thing, when it comes to fashion, we got you covered with a trunk full of different culinary styles, vibes, and drips. Your soup slinger is yours to design and decorate. Honestly, the world is your oyster. Decorate to your heart's content.
Oh, and don't forget your old pop pal. I think it's time we wrap it up here.
Yeah, good idea. Thanks for tuning in to watch our video and giving
That's
us
just very
opportunity to talk
bizarre.
your ears off about ramen. Pretty excited about it.
Ramen.
Oh, and that being said, be sure to hop into our Discord so you can be part of the playtest and help us perfect the recipe of ramen.
Yeah, we hope you get a chance to play. We really appreciate all the support y'all have shown over the course of development.
Ramen.
It motivates us. Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Bizarre. Happy's Humble Burger Farm. Run a fast food restaurant in a PS1 style aesthetic. Make burgers, pour drinks, make cookies. Serve fries. Keep your customers happy. Oh, Jesus. Or a terrifying cow named Happy will chase you around. Jesus. What is this? This game is 100% a fast food simulator. Sounds like with horror though. Jesus.
So appreciate. Have a happy humble day.
That looks messed up. Totally messed up. Oh, this is one of the Hello Neighbor games. This is the latest one. I don't know why people find these popular, because all I hear is that they're a broken mess.
Meet the creepy AI-driven Mr. Peterson. This character has one mission: keeping you from discovering his secrets. Hello, and welcome to Hello Neighbor 2. In this game, you'll be playing as a local journalist named Quentin, who is suspicious of his creepy neighbor, Mr. Peterson. For those new to the Hello Neighbor franchise, this is Raven Brooks, the sort of town where everyone keeps to themselves and goes about their lives. Normally, you would too, except a bunch of people have gone missing. And there's just something strange about your neighbor, Mr. Peterson. Everyone is afraid of him. There have been rumors of children going to his house and never being heard from again. Some people say he likes to lock people up in his basement.
This is like the fourth game.
But no one has any proof
of this.
So people just try to avoid Mr. Peterson, his odd house, and ignore the strange sounds coming from his basement at night. You have a feeling that Mr. Peterson is behind all of the neighborhood disappearances, but no one believes in your ideas and theories. And while you normally wouldn't break into someone's house, you're the only one who believes something is wrong and has the guts to uncover the truth. When you break into Mr. Peterson's house, you'll be going against an AI that is constantly evolving. Our goal for Hello Neighbor 2 is to provide unique player experiences. This is an experience that is driven by the community. Mr. Peterson's behavior is a combination of a neural network and algorithms that allow him to constantly learn from his experiences with everyone who plays our game. It begins with the collection of player activity. Mr. Peterson takes note of player behavior, whether or not most players are likely to hide in a closet, use a certain escape route, or certain objects. As time progresses and he learns, Mr. Peterson's behavior may change and surprise you. How Mr. Peterson plays in one encounter with you might be different from the next, all due to his encounters with the game's community as a whole. In this way, the community's experience with Mr. Peterson changes over time, allowing for an AI that is developed through community actions, replayability, and great stories of neighborhood shenanigans. But these new experiences go beyond Mr. Peterson. In Hello Neighbor 2, players can interact with all characters in Raven Brooks, and these characters share the same AI core, but behave differently and have their own stories for you to discover. So while you might think you're just playing the game, you're really contributing to the development and improvement of Mr. Peterson's AI. We hope this presentation of our AI and development gives you an idea of what to expect in Hello Neighbor 2. If you'd like to try an early access version of Hello Neighbor 2, you can wishlist the game on Steam and check out our alphas on the Microsoft Store. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the neighborhood.
I hope they've done something good with that one. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Ahoy, sailors!
So-
Not this again.
Trash sailors.
Sailors! Pirate Guide. Every pirate knows that the real treasure is friendship.
Is it? I thought it was money.
Just kidding. It's trash. I love you.
Close.
Trash. It's everything. fuel, building materials, and weapons. Seriously, just stuff in as much trash as you can and let her rip.
Let her rip.
Just remember, this raft is your only home. Take good care of it, and if anyone dares set foot here, hit them with all you got. Too many greedy lovers want to get their hands on our marvelous, beautiful trash. Defend it to your last breath and steer carefully.
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
And don't forget to fix anything that breaks. Scurvy bilge-sucking son of a seagull! If your enemies get close and the good old ship's cannons aren't enough, try the newfangled trash technology. You have countless aces.
Rabbit in a teacup.
Use anything you get your hands on. They want to steal our trash? Let them try. We'll hit them with everything we got.
PC, Xbox, PS4, and Switch.
Shout out to Tiny Build. They are producing and publishing some of the most amazing indie titles coming out. Ramen is looking real fantastic.
Yep.
Got bits
and
to do.
For Guerrilla
I am.
Collective 2 finale, we're going to head out with an exclusive.
Right, so we've literally got the last few bits of this now. After this finishes, which I think is in the next 20 minutes, I'm back on at 8 o'clock tonight for the Ubisoft, then Devolver Digital, and then the VR showcase. So basically from 8 o'clock until about 1 o'clock in the morning.
We finish everything up. We are also going to go to an exclusive interview with our friends at Limited Run Games. Let's rock.
Cool. So it's going to finish in 20 minutes.
Welcome back to the Guerrilla Collective. We have Marcus Bromander and
Yeah.
Adriel Wallach.
No
from the
worries,
Inner
dude,
Slot
Matt. Thanks for
Dev
popping in, man.
Super happy to have you
I
guys.
sent you a reply as well on
hopping
Facebook
on the Guerrilla
message
Collective for an
about meeting up
interview.
for a drink.
Tell us about yourselves.
I'm Marcus, also known as Puffballs United. I'm one of the co-founders of Inner Sloth. I worked on a lot of the art, the sound design, game design,
Among Us,
and miscellaneous other spots in the game, but no coding.
Hi, I am Adriel. I'm a lead programmer at Inner Sloth, which means I live in the code, I make a bunch of lists, I tell the other programmers what to do, and I fix bugs.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the team and go into what you have in store for the game. But first, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the team and how you're moving forward. So first of all, for people who don't know, where did your studio name Inner Sloth come from, and who is repping the team?
So when we first formed our company, me and Forrest, we were trying to come up with a name, and we were kind of just stuck. So we went on a random name generation site and just like click through, and Inner Sloth just kind of felt. For me, it was like I have the motivation to make stuff, but like the inside of me is kind of lazy, it's hard to get motivated sometimes. So that the sloth really stuck to me there.
You know, some people think that success is overnight, but you have all been grinding to make things happen with such a small team. What have some of the challenges been during the growth and iterative development of the game been?
I would say, just in general, going from 3 people to we're at 8 now, I think, is such a different work environment completely. Like getting everyone on the same page is something we're still learning how to do. Meetings have to start happening. You can't just tell. I'm used to telling one person and then things go from there. And now I have to make sure to tell everyone, and I have to learn how to write design docs. I can't just have it in my head and tell people.
That's dope. And you've been like an integral part of the indie community with helping out early on, with the mega booth, and then really orchestrating Train Jam and been involved in so many projects. How has it I understand how you kind of joined the team. How has it been on the opposite end of communicating with Marcus and everybody on the team?
It's been fun. It's been fun to be sort of in that transition from the small team to what is quote unquote the larger team now. Not that 8 is huge or anything, but I was the 5th person, so I was like right at that tipping point from it being small enough where you could just tell one person one thing and then everybody knows everything, to now it's like you have to make sure we're tagging all the right people in our work channels and like getting information out. And yeah, I came on towards the end of last year through a mutual friend who was like, hey, Innersloth needs more programmers, you know, because at that point it was just Forrest as the programmer, and I was like, all right, I'm in. And then yeah, rest is history. But it's been really fun getting to sort of grow the programming team as well and take at least some of the pressure off of Forrest to be the only person doing that kind of stuff and being able to do more output and get things out there faster.
So you've had like, you know, notable celebrities. You've had AOC, just mad people streaming it, and now it's really ingrained into pop culture. What are some of the most surreal, defining moments that have been heartwarming or have left an impact on the team since its original release until now?
Just all of the fan art that comes in and all the like fan animations, fan like music videos, remixes, just so much amazing stuff. We have a channel in our Discord that we just post all this stuff, and it's just like empowering, gives us motivation to keep going.
You know, you've really been maintaining the life of the game with really interesting updates and drops. What can you share with everyone on Twitch watching during the Guerrilla Collective that is next for Among Us?
Yeah, we do have 15 players coming, which means we do need more colors because there's only 12 in the game. And so we're going to add 6 new colors. I don't know if that's been announced, but
I feel like we could say that we did at one point have a color named Barf that is not going
true.
to be used. So
What is that? Like it's like
Hey,
a
Becca,
speckled
how you
yellow
doing?
or something?
Good to see you.
Like a greenish yellow.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
imagine mashed up peas, like mashed up peas that you would feed a baby.
That sounds horrible.
Wow.
Or like the barf emoji, just that color.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I for one am disappointed that we don't have Barf in the game, but
Me too. I was a big champion for barf.
yeah, bring back Barf.
So no barf?
No barf.
How do you come up with like, because it seems interesting that you're just talking about, you know, having the barf colors. How do you come up, you know, with these different designs and ideas?
The colors are super hard. We're trying to move away from having colors be the main identifier for each character. Cool. So we want to lean more into cosmetics and names. So, but we still want to make them, at least to begin with, make them as distinct as possible. So I have to like pull up all the colors we have and then think about like, look at the color wheel and go, okay, maybe we don't have anything in this little zone. I'll try something here. And I compare them together.
Everything about
like,
Among Us, they're adding
this one does look really similar
stuff.
to
There's going to be like 15
I could
people
see
in one
this one
game.
getting mixed up with
They're going to add,
purple or something. But eventually, we're just going to have to kind of.
It's like all the new
move
stuff that's
away
coming
from
to the
that
game
and
this
not worry
year.
about it as much.
It's awesome to have you guys. Thank you guys for, you know, joining us for this. Is there anything that you
I still want this on the Xbox, man. They said it's going to be on the Xbox.
There's going to be a lot
we
of
haven't
people
got a date.
probably
They said
watching this
it's
who
this
want to
year.
know about something straight from the team.
I mean, just thank you. That's the one that's just always there.
Sus.
Thank you for
Yes,
playing.
subs.
Thank you for liking
Sus.
the game.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's the same sentiment here. It's great. It's mind-boggling to be working on a game that this many people play and get like such an enjoyment out. Like I get texts from friends who are like, "Oh, my 12-year-old was playing with his friends and was bragging
Among
about
Us.
knowing
They are.
that
They
his
said-
mom knows you." And I'm just like,
I think
"Aw."
it's going to be just before Christmas.
That is awesome.
From what I was hearing, they announced it
so
like
much
last
for
Christmas, but
joining
it's like
us.
we've got to wait another
We
6 months
appreciate
or
it.
something.
It's been amazing. And we'll talk to you later.
December time, because it's going to come on PlayStation as well, apparently. So, build your casino. we talked about on the chat show, literally 2 weeks ago. Yeah, you can still play on mobile. I just want to be able to play it on Xbox because we could do it as a big thing for the VIPs and stuff. It looks cute. Oh no, it's a different game. Blooming Business Casino on PC. That's a totally different one. It's the one that we talked about. So these are going to be the last couple of games in this showcase by looks at it. They said that this is like the big finale. Buy upgrades and bots. So do I, mate. Like sometimes they do games like that and they don't do that on the consoles. It annoys me because it should be fun. It's basically basketball with robots that you destroy each other. Having crew link is really fun. You can hear each other. Yeah, I like that. Not sure I should stream Ubisoft event or not. Well, the Ubisoft event doesn't start until 8 o'clock UK time because I'll be streaming it. And straight after that, I mean, the only one I can't stream is the Wholesome Games one at 6 o'clock. I'll record that and do that. Ubisoft's at 8 o'clock. I'm going to stream that one. Devolver Direct's at 9:30 and then VR at 11 o'clock tonight.
King of the Hat
I'm doing all three of them.
Steam. King of the Hat is coming to the moment you've all been waiting for.
King of the Hat.
You can wish us the game. If you wish us the game right now, you could win. You could win.
A hat.
A washing machine.
Yay! Win a washing machine.
If you wish us the game right now, you could win. Sticker!
Yay!
Boom. Wow! Which is the game? You might be entered into a contest. You might be able to spin every wheel. Which is the game?
King of the Hat.
Which is the game? Open up Steam, hit the button, do it for yourself. Do it
Some
to
of these
get
trailers
back
have been
into your
amusing.
enemy. Hit the button and win! King of the Hat. Which is the game right now?
I've always wanted a washing machine.
Hats on.
Hats off. Nice. Oh, here comes the washing machine, Zab. Quick, catch it, catch it. Oh, it's gone. Grabs it. Nice. This looks cool. Explore a future version of Venice. Affected by climate change. Oh, damn. Never seen a 2.5D game before. Yeah, it looks quite cool. Make your memories. I'm not here to save Venice. System error. And the game is just called Venice 2089. Launching on June on PC. There's a demo out now. There you go. Oh, this has got a Japanese anime feel to it, isn't it? Behind the Frame. Coming on PC soon. Kitsami Tales. Old school platformer. Save your girlfriend with adorable costumes. Ha! So different abilities and stuff. Explore their relationships. Ice blocks are cute. Oh no, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, coming out.
Crime.
December of.
Well, not anymore. Thanks to Whitewater Wipeout by Chuhan.
Oh yes, they talked about this
Thanks
before.
to Whitewater Wipeout, I can finally commit the cool crime of surfing, featuring pure NAR style in conviction.
They announced this on the other showcase.
What does that even mean?
That I was on.
It's a Playdate game.
Yeah, Jeff?
It is so cringe, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm on set. I have no idea what the the script is. I'm not gonna hold.
Okay, I'll give it back.
I play Whitewater Wipeout.
Dear oh dear. How are you, that dude? I'm hoping this is going to wrap up in the next 10 minutes.
At King Wash Laundry, we pride
I've gotta be
ourselves
somewhere
on
else.
providing years of
Yeah, I'm
garment
good,
cleaning
mate, I'm
excellence. Our customers come for the top-of-the-line deluxe washing machines, but they stay for our professional
What's
service.
with the washing machines? Again, another game.
Now pick up the clothes and load them into an empty machine. Wait a few minutes, then transfer to a dryer. While you're waiting, make sure to pick up discarded coffee cups and throw them in the trash. Thank you for choosing Arcade Mania. If you want to level up your takings and grow your arcade, just follow our simple 3-step plan. 1. Play your new game and set a killer high score. 2. Now watch as customers drop quarters trying to beat your score while you sit back and make fat profits. 3. Use your takings to buy a brand new cabinet from Arcade Mania. Just use your personal computer to surf the internet, and you can order online. Now just wait for your new purchase to arrive and do it all again. Play, profit, purchase. Play, profit, purchase. Play, profit, pest control, purchase! With these steps, your arcade is guaranteed to
game's
grow
messed up.
and expand
A laundrette,
into
an
a glorious
arcade.
arcade paradise full of our biggest hits. Good luck, and always choose Arcade Mania. Always use the brush for particularly stubborn waste matter. All that remains to be said is, welcome to King Wash Laundry.
So is this 2 different games by the same developer? Oh, Arcade Paradise. PlayStation, Switch, PC, and all the Xboxes. Yeah, you're sure not watching E3 1975.
I am here with Douglas Bogart from Limited Run Games. What is happening, Doug?
Not much, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
man.
dude, I was
like,
hoping you guys
it's
were gonna
so
wrap up.
awesome that Limited Run, has reached its 5-year anniversary. Can you tell the people about Limited Run Games? If folks that aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, so Limited Run Games, we started the company with my co-founder Josh Fairhurst.
They did Octodads.
October 2015 as a response to his dev company, Mighty Rabbit Studios, having trouble staying in business.
Not heard
We
of
were
Zeo Drifter.
off a big project and we didn't have a whole lot of work to do, so we were like, how do we stay in business? And then his biggest thing was we had one game on Vita called Breach and Clear, and he was like, it'd be cool to at least preserve this game even if nobody wants it, so that way I have some proof that I did something and it's not all digital. So we did that, and we sold the game in October, and it sold out in 108 minutes, and kind of blossomed from there. Got contacted
Hey,
by
Trini
Epic,
Killers.
Oddworld,
How you doing?
WayForward, started really pulling in the partners, and we've done like over
This must be the new game then.
close to
Zero Drifters.
700, 800 individual releases now.
That
Been
is
wild.
super crazy, man. Like, what is like one of the highlights of your career at Limited Run Games, or what you've done?
There's a lot. So we had like a wish list of things we wanted to do originally, and we ended up doing all of those. But like, I'd probably say one of our biggest things is Scott Pilgrim, because that was like one of the.
Did they do Scott Pilgrim? Okay.
And then for personally, like working with Suda on No More Heroes,
That came out
was a huge deal for me.
start of the year, didn't it?
Working with John Romero on Sigil, doing Command and Conquer with EA, we've just done a whole lot of cool stuff that I never thought we'd be able to. And I've talked to a lot of heroes I've always had, and it's like, I don't know. Oh, the Jay and Silent Bob game is a huge deal for me.
Oh, nice.
You know, without Kevin Smith, Josh and I would never have mended a friendship that we had briefly broken up when we were young. So
Jay and Silent Bob game.
What I think is really interesting is just your idea of doing things in that, in a limited quantity. Can you kind of talk about like how, like what kind of different packages that you guys put together?
Yeah, so when Limited Run started off, we were definitely very limited, and the reasoning for that was, one, it costs a lot of money and resources to do it, and we didn't want to be stuck with overstock because we can't afford to just sit on a product that takes years to sell out.
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
We started off with limited stuff, and as we got bigger, we decided with Switch, like, hey, we have no idea what the audience is here. Why don't we try open pre-orders? And
going to be doing loads more E3 stuff tonight. 3 more showcases. Ubisoft, Devolver Digital, and all the VR stuff tonight.
So we're limited in like the amount of time.
Starting from 8 p.m. UK time.
Versus the amount of unit, which I think is a better approach because it gives people a chance to get it, and it's not so much that like, oh, I missed out. I mean, people still miss out, but now we work with places like Best Buy, Amazon, and GameStop, and some of our games are available at retail, which is another cool thing.
Go on, guys!
Because, as when you're younger,
if they don't finish the next 5 minutes, what I might have to do is leave the stream going, but I might have to disappear.
And yeah, then we offer vinyl.
So you can carry on watching it live.
Press kits for companies. We do a whole lot of stuff now that's pretty amazing. We're always looking to expand. We're doing the retro stuff like we did for Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really happy with the stuff we've been able to do. Pretty much any idea here, if an employee or coworker has an idea, it's like, why don't we run with it and see what happens and just test it out? Because you know what, if you like it, maybe there's an audience for it.
You guys have an event coming up. Can you plug it real quick? I think everybody should watch it. Talk about your upcoming releases and stuff.
We're doing our own E3 presentation called LRG3. It's going to be on June 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And we got a whole bunch of cool games in the lineup that we're excited about. The show's being produced by one of the gentlemen from Mega 64 on his own. So it's got the same similar humor. And I don't know, we just watched actually the draft of the video, and it's really funny. And I'm kind of shocked actually that it came together so well.
That is so awesome. I hope everybody could check that out. Where can we find you, more information about Limited Run Games and everything that you guys are doing?
Yeah, go to our website, limitedrungames.com. There's a mailing list option. Our Twitter, we update frequently at Limited Run Games. We have a Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Limited Run Games. Pretty much any website you go to, just add /Limited Run Games. You might find us. I think at one point we even had like a Tumblr account, so we were everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe a Pinterest account. I don't know.
Dope. Well, thank you so much, Doug. It's awesome to see you guys flourish. Happy 5th anniversary, and everybody go check out LRG3, right?
Yep. Thank you so much.
For sure. Talk to you later.
Later, man.
The Inner Sloth team was so humble, and they've had such a great journey.
I'm hoping this is wrapping up because it's
also Limited Run Games.
I've got to scoot soon.
They've been 5 years strong.
But there's been some good games in this showcase. Some really good games.
Limited capacity in a physical kind of space, so many great games and devs that have blessed the Guerrilla Collective this year. Shout out to them, and thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, and be sure to check out the Guerrilla Collective event page on Steam, where you can learn more about these games, buy the games that are available now, or add the games to your wish list for the games that have not been released yet. Wish lists help, so do it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
We also want to thank everybody who was involved to making this production possible. Wilmer Sound, of course. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you. It's so great to be in this.
He's trying to go for a hug, but he didn't get it.
The mix team, of course, 80 Society, Timmy, Code 32, Fully Illustrated, everybody that has contributed Also, thanks once again to our sponsors and broadcasting partners for their support. GameSpot, Twitch, IGN, and Steam. You guys are awesome for hosting
And all their sponsors. There are hundreds of
also,
sponsors.
we want to shout out to our sponsors: Good Shepherd, Humble Games, Tiny Build, PlayStation, Xbox, Kickstarter, Razer, Astro Gaming, our fellow devs and publishers, Two Awesome Studio, Akupara Games, All In Games, Goblin Studio, Graffiti Games, Head Up, Hype Train Digital, Neon Doctrine, Raw Fury, Thunderful, and Whitethorn Games. That wraps up the Guerrilla Collective 2.
Awesome.
Such a fun time with developers.
I enjoyed this
worldwide
one.
and
This was a
awesome
good one.
partners. Thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate it.
Yes. And before we head out, we're going to show the Wholesome Direct trailer and come back with our friend Jenny Wyndham.
Stay tuned.
Right. Well, I'm gonna skip out here. We'll show this trailer, but the Wholesome Game Showcase is at 6 o'clock UK time. But I'm not streaming that live. I'll be showing that off in a couple of days. Here's a couple of the games that they'll be showing. It's more indie games. I think Ooblets is part of that, which is a game that.
Such a cozy and warm trailer.
There you go.
Very nice.
It was really, really nice. Sweet. We have our friend Jenny Wyndham, aka Kim.
So I'm gonna jump this
The
now
Wholesome Direct.
because we need to wrap things up. So there you go. That was pretty much Guerrilla Showcase Part 2, folks. I will be showing the Wholesome Showcase in a couple of days. Don't worry, I'll be covering that. Thank you so much to everyone who's been here. I am back 8 p.m. UK time tonight. As I said, we've got the Ubisoft conference, followed by Devolver Digital, followed by the VR showcase. That's tonight. So there's a good 5-6 hours of stuff we'll be covering. I'm off to take a little break and do a few things. And I'm going to scoot. I will do a quick raid because it's always good to raid somebody. Let's see who's on. Let's go raid Connor. Bless him. He's playing some Little Nightmares 2. Let's do that. Hey, Joker Girl. I'm just wrapping up now, but I'll be back in approximately 2.5 hours for the next showcase. But here we go. We're going to raid Connor. He's playing Little Nightmares 2. I'm going to run my end credits. Thank you so much, and I shall see you a little bit later on. Take care. Bye.